I went into Curious Ants here, and how to determine the canonical version of your page might help you. So the short version of this is there are many ways you could view any page of your website. Sometimes you can do with www.yourwebsite.com, sometimes without www.yourwebsite.com, sometimes blog.yourwebsite.com, sometimes HTTP, sometimes HTTPS. All those are variations, but what we want to do is find out what is the official version of each page. And that's the one we focus all of our attention on. So one of the things we can do is we can use this tool, Redirect Detective. And we can say, all right, so what is your URL, Deborah, for your homepage?
MortgageNoQuote.com, www.
Okay, so what we see here, it's not really easy to see because it's pretty small text, but we typed in that, right? And it started with HTTP www.mortgagenoquote.com, right?
Mm-hmm.
And it said something about a 301 redirect, which we can get into in a moment. And then it goes to HTTPS. Notice the difference here, HTTP, HTTPS,
Mm-hmm.
and then it removes the www. Because it used to have www and not. So since this is the final destination that one the arrow is pointing to,
Mm-hmm.
this is the official version or the canonical version of your homepage.
Okay, so
So
that's the one I should have on my business card instead of just www.
Well, so here's what this tool tells us is that if someone types in www, it gets to you.
Mm-hmm.
It gets by the 301 redirect says, hey, it's not there. It's not at the www. It's at the non-www. It passes the person to that. So that's okay. But when you're doing things like building out the SEO blueprint, make a point of always using HTTPS and no www.mortgagequote.com.
And
right?
with the thing at the end,
And the slash at the end.
Backslash.
Yeah.
Okay, so it's HD because you're right, it's small. I can't see it even with my glasses on.
It's tough to see.
Okay.
So that is the canonical version of that page, because that's what through all the redirects it ends up on. So that's going to be the version of that URL, or what we call the canonical version, that we should always consider.
Okay.
And you have two other pages on your website, Request a Quote and Contact Us. And we need to determine what the canonical version of those URLs are as well. And that's easy. We can right click on the link, we can copy link, we can go to Redirect Detective again, paste that in, and we put it through, and it says no redirects found. So this version with an S, no www/form is the canonical version.
Okay.
So now you have the canonical version for two of your pages, your home page and your form or your request a quote page.
Okay.
You have a third page here. We do the same process, copy link, paste it in there. No redirects found. So we know that the formal version, the canonical version of this URL has an S in it, and has no www. So why that's important to you is, especially when we, because Deborah, we talked about how you need some links to your website.
Mhm.
you're going to want to make sure you link to the canonical version of your page. That means use HTTPS and do not use www.
Mhm.
If you do
And-
use www, people will still get there, right?
Okay.
And
Right.
that's okay. But if you want to maximize the benefit of any links that you build, you need to make sure and use the canonical version of that page.
Okay.
Okay. So
Mhm.
what you would probably do with the SEO blueprint is put those exact URLs in those fields for the pages.
Okay.
And then you will know, okay, whenever I'm talking about the home page, I'll always use this version of the URL,
Right.
right?
Mm-hmm.
And then you'll know that there won't be any problems. People always get there. You'll get full credit for the link. And that's the value of the canonical URL.
Okay, great.
Okay.
So that was, so I got that. What was that?
Tricia, did you have a question about
Well, I
that?
wanted to add to that because she was asking, I think, kind of following up with the question about her business cards. Is that right?
Yes.
And so I'm going to give my opinion on it. David, you can tell me if you agree with it or not. I think in print, where, you know, you're not online actually, where they click on it, that you would basically, I would leave off all of that beginning, HTTPS, the www, leave all that off, because to me, it looks a little bit, I don't want to say junky, but too much stuff there that when people are just
Okay.
kind of looking at it, you want
Mhm.
them to just get exactly your thing. And I also like to do what's called camel case. So for mine, Your Biz Watchdog, if you see, I have the Y, the B, and the W capitalized up there. So if I were when I have on my business card, I have, and it's printed out, I just do yourbizwatchdog.com, and this is for my V card, so it has the V card instead of www. But for just my regular website, I would put it like that because it's easier to read when
Okay.
you're reading something printed. So
And add,
Mhm.
I'm sorry, and add in the caps, say for mortgage note, if I add caps, that won't affect the, it's not case sensitive.
correct.
Exactly.
So the
So
M,
we can
the
test
N
that
and
right
the
here.
Q
Mhm.
would be capitalized, and that's just for reading easeability. I don't know what the word is, making it easier to read, because
Right.
when I look at it like that, I'm like, oh, mortgagenotequote.com.
Mhm.
When they're
Mhm.
all lowercase, you know, visually it's not as easy to remember.
Okay.
So anyway, that's just something when you're doing paper. Now everything else online is, as David just quoted, but when you're doing it in print, I like to do it a little bit different.
Okay.
And we just tested that to show
Yes.
if someone does that. Uh-oh. There it goes.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, final
it gets
destination.
there
Goes there.
to the final destination.
Yeah. Because, and the other thing is too, probably when people are typing it in, if they get your business card, they're probably not going to capitalize it, but because they're typing quickly, but having it capitalized makes it the readability much better, and also makes them remember it much better. Like if they just see it somewhere. So
I think that's a really great point. Because we,
thank you,
talking
Trish.
about print versus digital,
mhm.
making that transfer, it's so easy to make a typo.
Yeah.
Yes.
And if you break it out like that, you'll end up helping your people find you.
Exactly. Yeah. And I know I've had people that insist on adding the www to it. And I think those are people who have, you know, when it used to be, that's what you did. You put in front of everything. And to me, it's just easier not having to include that. It makes it so much easier to read. So.
Yeah.
Thank you, Trish.
Mhm.
Trisha.